Let's see what we got tonight from the Montreal Canadiens. We got good defense, we got good goaltending, and we got a hell of a lot of scoring, including secondary scoring. They come away with a 6-2 win over the Utah Mammoth. Let's talk some post-game puck. Hey gang, Costa here from PuckTalk Montreal, welcoming you to this post-game show this November 8th, where the Montreal Canadiens win over the Utah Mammoth 6-2 in a game that I thought would be a little bit closer than it was. And early on, it looked to be all Utah, but the Montreal Canadiens turned it around. Let's go to the highlights, and before we do, let's talk Instacustoms. Instacustoms.com is Canada's highest rated print shop with over 3,000 Google reviews and a 4.9 star rating. They offer direct-to-garment printing on all your favorite clothing, along with coffee and travel mugs, and they even offer embroidery. Habs won a Stanley Cup? You can win too on Stanley Street at Instacustoms.com. So the first goal of the game came just 3 minutes and 3 seconds in. Kailer Yamamoto on pretty much a little bit of a broken play, I would say. And they come, puck off the pad of Montembeault, and into the net goes the puck off the stick of Yamamoto. And here it is again. One of those things where Montembeault does what we normally expect. He kicks out his leg and the puck goes out into the slot. And that's one of those things that completely irks me. It's a no-no. It's bad rebound control. You name it. It's also bad stylistic goaltending, because what you're supposed to do is take the puck with your stick and push it off to the side over to the far corner and follow the puck, so that this way, if there is another rebound, you're actually there to make the save. But no, Monty doesn't get it with his stick. Reactionary, kicks out the leg, puts the puck in the slot. Yamamoto, easy goal. It's 1-0 Utah. And just a little bit later, at the 10:40 mark, it almost became 2-0, if not for the quick reaction of Jake Evans. This puck slips by Montembeault on a shot from Sergachev, and Evans just gets in there at the last possible second. Watch how close this is to going. Oh, into the net. Nope, Evans got there in time, kept it at 1-0. And the Canadiens responded. Just 4 minutes later, it was Oliver Kapanen scoring his 6th of the season, assisted by Demidov and Carrier. Watch this little feather pass. Backhand to Kapanen, and he claps it between the legs of Vejmelka, who I have to say was absolutely putrid tonight for the Ottawa Mammoth in goal. Right between the wickets, and it's 1-1 after one period of play. But it didn't take long. Another 6 minutes into the second period, and it was Lawson Krause scoring another goal on another broken play. Now, the reason this play was broken wasn't because the Canadiens did anything wrong from a play standpoint. It was a bad reaction to a non-call from the referee. You watch early in this video and you see Josh Anderson get knocked down and interfered with. Right there. Puck goes down the ice, comes back the other way, and in the time that Anderson is bitching and the Canadiens are trying to change, what happens? Utah puts the puck in the net. Look at this. Anderson's pleading his case. Guys are coming off the bench and oblivious to it. Nobody cares. And the puck goes in. Now, this is one of those things where I would grab the player and all the others that were on for that goal and say, guys, whose job is it to complain to the referees, and whose job is it to play hockey? Because here's the thing. Anderson's right in the sense that he got interfered with, but what he's wrong about is the way he reacted, because knowing that it's the second period and it's the long change, instead of sitting there and bitching, you should be getting back into play. It is what the defenseman, I don't even know what you're thinking changing there when the puck's all the way down the ice and it's looking to come back really quick. Somebody has to have their head up. Somebody, the defenseman on the right-hand side, or on the weak side, I should say, from where the puck is, should be the last guy to change. Anyway, I'll get to that later. But the Canadiens come back again. This time, Cole Caufield tying it up on a goal from the short side. He catches Vejmelka off the post. We've seen that from Montembeault a few times this season. But watch this. Dobson gets the puck, sends it down low. Caufield comes out from behind the net and rings this one off the post and in. A beauty of a goal, to be very honest with you. It caught Vejmelka napping, and it's a little bit different in the sense that Vejmelka's a right-handed catching goalie. And as I mentioned, there's always gaps on that side when you have your gloves, right? Blocker, not so much. Glove, different. And so Cole Caufield, knowing who he's facing, decided to take that shot, got it in that gap, elbow to body, to make it 2-2. Then, when did that come? At 13-13 of the second period, Alex Newhook, another guy who's been on a heater lately. Last game, he made the mistake that cost the Canadiens the overtime win. This time, he gets the game-winning goal against Utah on a play where he notices that Peterka is the only forward back. Watch this as he comes up the right side and makes the sweet little cut between the legs of Peterka and then rips it home past Vejmelka to make it 3-2. And the funny part is, earlier in the period, Newhook did the same move shorthanded and hit the goalpost. You would think they'd be ready for it, but no. Utah fell for the same move. It was a forward, so, I mean, recognizing that it's a forward and making that move, you're more likely to have success than if it were a defenseman who knows how to use the stick a little bit better to defend. Then Cole Caufield scores his second of the game, 12th of the season, on a little bit of a weird play. And if you watch closely, he jams this puck in and puts it just inside the post because Vejmelka's pad is in the net. Watch this. Oh, you can't even see it. But his pad's in the net, and lo and behold, there you go. It's 4-2 Habs. And it just continued from there. Next up, Nick Suzuki. He gets a gift as Sergachev throws a blind pass across as his team's making a line change. Newhook picks up the pass, gives it up to Suzuki. Doink. Make it 5-2. Here it is again. Watch this. All the way across. Look at the two guys. Both of them try to go to the bench. Neither of them reel back to cover Suzuki or Newhook. And that makes it 5-2. And then, icing on the cake, with just, 37 seconds left in the hockey game, Kirby Dach pokes the puck off the defenseman's stick, comes in uncontested on a breakaway, and goes backhand on Vejmelka to make it 6-2. Here it is again. Long skate for Dach, protects the puck well with his leg, and then pots it home past Vejmelka, and that's all she wrote. But through all of these highlights of the hockey game, my favorite highlight came before puck drop. Brought a little tear to my eye because I've never seen a team do this before, and great on the Canadiens for doing it, because there's a young man who went through a hell of an ordeal, came out the other side, and normally, you know how the Canadiens, not the Canadiens, but patients ring the bell when they're cancer-free? If you missed it, watch this. Isn't that what life's all about, guys? We sit here, I do a podcast, and you guys comment on everything that I say, good or bad or indifferent. But the important part in all our lives, I'm a dad, I got 2 girls. I couldn't even imagine what that kid in that town's parents are going through. And to see him with that smile on his face going through that on Bell Center ice, it just speaks volumes to the Canadiens' ability to reach out to the community and make these situations worthwhile. Sure, there were a bunch of other kids still ill that were with the players, and even the Utah Mammoth were very thankful to the Canadiens for including their starting lineup in their Hockey Fights Cancer campaign tonight. So the Canadiens did it all right. It was beautiful. Pièce de résistance. Congratulations to everybody involved. It was great. Now, as I analyze that video, let's analyze the hockey game. And before we do, we always have to talk about cheapesttshirts.ca. Cheapesttshirts.ca has men's, women's, and children's t-shirts, all sizes, hoodies too, with over 1,000 products to choose from. Anything you need for merchandise or the best deals on everyday clothing, cheapesttshirts.ca is your go-to source. Buy today, ship tomorrow, cheapesttshirts.ca. So what is there really to bitch about after a 6-2 win? Well, let's talk about the positive. Sam Montembeault, after that scare where Evans took the puck off the goal line, after that, he was solid for Montreal. There's no two ways about it. I'm not going to say yet that we have the old Sam Montembeault back, because there's still that first goal and the rebound that he gave up, and the fact that the Sergachev shot got through him. Needless to say, that's a little unnerving as well. But overall, you look at his body of work tonight, and it was very good. Nobody can complain. Good on him. You know he's doing work, and you know he's getting better. And that's all you can ask. As long as your goaltender is giving you a fighting chance to win, which he did tonight, no arguments, no nothing. Then you move on to looking at the D. And I don't know about you, but I've been very impressed lately with Arbor Jackie's game. He's been invisible. And for a defenseman, that's not necessarily a bad thing. He's been making the right reads. He hasn't been caught flat-footed on the wrong side of the puck or anything. And he's been throwing big hits. So good on him, man, because, there's a lot of people that criticize Arbor Jackie because of the fact that he takes the penalties and so on. But I got to tell you, watching him play tonight, you could see he's maturing as an NHL defenseman, and that's awesome. And that's not to take anything away from the usual suspects like Lane Hudson and Noah Dobson or Mike Matheson. They played well, as did Alex Carrier and Jaden Struble. There's not one defenseman that played poorly tonight against a team, as we mentioned in the preview, that is very quick and fast in transition. But the Canadiens did exactly what I prescribed yesterday. Utah's hard on the forecheck. Montreal, they were quick to get the pucks out, and they were finishing body checks in their own zone to separate the Utah players from the puck. It was key, and it got Utah off their game. So good on the Canadiens for doing that. One of the things, though, that I didn't like about this hockey game was that, once again, the Montreal Canadiens, through two periods, only had 12 shots. They got another 11 in the third for a total of 23 in the hockey game. You got 6 goals on 23 shots. That tells me one thing. Vejmelka was absolutely horrible. There's no way to describe it. And to spin a positive on the whole, not too many shots on goal. Vejmelka and Jakub Dobeš are in a dogfight for the net for the Czech Republic in the Olympics. They're pretty much 1 and 2 as far as who's going to get the net. And so this bodes extremely well for Jakub Dobeš. And this was one of those things I mentioned yesterday that might have been on his mind after that New Jersey game. So, it's a good thing for the Canadiens and for Dobeš in the sense that Vejmelka was absolutely putrid. But by the same token, when a goalie's that bad, as I mentioned with Markstrom the other night, you need to pepper him. You need to get shots. The Canadiens peppered him in the third. They got goals. Even though they already had the lead 3-2, they wanted to score more to extend it. I get it. They didn't want to go to overtime. I get it. But throughout the game, whether it's first or second period, you got to get more than 12 shots combined. 5 in the first, 7 in the second. It's ridiculous. And I know sometimes you're going to say second period's tough because of the long chase, yada, yada, yada. There were only 2 penalties against each team in this game. Both of them were killed off. So there's no excuse about the fact that, players were tired because, they killed too many penalties and we couldn't get enough guys on the ice and the time on ice was, off for one guy, more for the other. That bullshit has sailed. When you look at it, the Canadiens need to realize that they've got a problem in the first 2 periods getting shots away. You can't go... You've got to try to average 8 to 10 shots per period. That will build success to a team. The thing about Montreal that they haven't realized is none of the goalies that they've faced have been any good, other than maybe the Anthony Snowlars of the Leafs. But beyond that, all the other goalies, no. So if you can get more shots on goal, you're going to not end up going to overtime. Tonight, case in point, you got 11 shots in the third, you tired the guy out, you scored 3 goals, end of story, the fat lady sang. But they got to be less passive on offense. A lot of times you see them, they've got the puck on their stick and they're looking for shots that are perfect. You're not going to get perfect shots. You look at the Canadiens tonight. Alex Newhook makes a great move to cut to the middle to score. That's a great shot. But Cole Caufield, both his shots came from absolutely crappy angles. And he still managed to put them in. That goes to the fact that he's a great goal scorer, and great goal scorers need to have luck from time to time. but also the fact that he recognizes some of the weaknesses in the goaltenders, and he took advantage of them. Some of his teammates need to do the same thing. You take a look at the goal by Kirby Dach. Again, lucky to get on the breakaway, makes a perfect move, scores on the backhand. The Suzuki goal, fluke. The Oliver Kapanen goal, a good play that leads to the goal and a quality shot, but an absolutely sorry attempt at stopping the puck. Also, the Suzuki goal, if you watch carefully, that puck, Vejmelka had it, it went right through him. And so that just goes to show you, if you shoot pucks on garbage goaltending, you're going to get results. And the Canadiens need to recognize that and do more of it. It doesn't hurt to shoot pucks on net. Never. You don't get punished by your coach for putting pucks on net, guys. We stopped doing that back in Pee Wee. You get my drift? I'm being facetious, of course, but they need to learn that, like, taking a shot from distance when guys are driving the net is okay. It's not a bad thing. I just wish they could realize that, because at the end of the day, they'll be a better team for it. And when you take a look at some of the other things that the Canadiens did in this hockey game, I mean, they, for lack of a better term, beat the absolute crap out of the Utah Mammoth physically. The Mammoth brought nothing from a physical perspective. And that's something that their GM is going to have to realize, like, hey, I need to get some beef on this team, because they didn't present a single challenge to the Canadiens when it came to separating man from puck, really. And the Canadiens, even though they're the youngest team in the National Hockey League and not quite as physical as others, there was no doubt that the Canadiens were better physically than the Utah Mammoth. And going into this game, one of the things that I should have mentioned that I didn't, and I would be remiss if I didn't do it now, is the fact that when we look at teams from the Western Conference, there's maybe a handful of them that are really good. The others, the whole division, the whole conference, I'm not very impressed. And that just bodes well for the Montreal Canadiens moving forward. No matter who they play in the Western Conference, these are all, I'd call them extra points. Because there's no 4-point games, because you're not playing anybody in division. Right? And you're not playing anybody in your conference. You're playing the Western Conference. So any points you get against these teams is gravy. So keep doing what you're doing. LA's coming up on Tuesday. Just keep moving forward. What else is there to look at in this hockey game overall? One of the things that you have to look at is the play of Alex Newhook. Positive? Absolutely. Last season, around this time, I think there were a lot of people that were yelling at Alex Newhook because he was getting scoring chances and couldn't put the puck in the net. This year, the pucks are going in. So that's just a plus. Also, the Canadiens have the rookie goal scoring leader on their team in Oliver Kapanen. That's great, too. You've got, I think he's the leading goal scorer in the league now, right? Hang on. Give me 1 second as I bring this up. I know you're going to get bored out of your skull. But where are we here? Imagine, Ivan Demidov leads rookies with 13 points. Okay, and at the forward position, come on, computer. Cole Caufield leads the way with 12. Behind him, Sidney Crosby, Cutter Gauthier, Bo Horvat, and Morgan Geekie. There are a lot of positives on this hockey team. The Canadiens, guys, their record now, 10-5. When was the last time you remember this happening? I don't. The Canadiens have a .667 win percentage. Their goal differential is in the positive instead of the negative. Take a look back and see when the last time this happened. There are so many good things going on with this team. There's a lot of stuff that they still need to work on to be better. But the fact that they're still getting results, minus all the mistakes that they've been making, is just another one of those positives. Sam Montembeault's finding his game. Hopefully Jakub Dobeš does as well. And everybody can move forward. But it's a great win for Montreal, a confidence builder. It shows them that they have the capacity to just keep pushing and pull away from their opponents, which is something that they haven't done all season long. So during tomorrow's show, I implore you guys, by the way, put stuff in the comments and let me know what you're thinking. Tomorrow's show, what I'd like you guys to do is actually come up with some ideas, because during the day, put it in the comments. Let me know what you think. I've got a few things I'm going to talk about, including a very, very nice text from a fan in the Czech Republic talking about Jakub Dobiš and his situation. But overall, call it Ask Coach Sunday. Send in a comment. Let me know if there's something in particular you want me to talk about from a hockey perspective when it comes to the play itself, or a player question. Why certain players do certain things on the ice. It's open season, guys. Go ahead. And I'll be I'll be ready to answer your questions later on in the day. I want to thank instacustoms.com and cheapesttshirts.ca for sponsoring the show. And as always, I want to thank you for being a loyal, watching, listening, caring audience. See you on Sunday.